Yum. 2 words, egg porn. You guys are gonna love this dish, not just because of the egg, but the beautiful greens and chicken and little bits of chili, and this comes together in 10 minutes. I am always looking for amazing things to cook at home that take a minimal amount of time, because just like you guys, I am super time poor when I get home, especially when I've got a toddler running around wanting my attention. So 10 minutes guys, we're going to do this recipe. We are going to start off with a crispy egg because, you know, crispy egg porn, totally awesome for a weeknight. What you need is a hot pan. Add some oil. Now we're doing this Asian style, so we need a fair bit of oil here. You can tell that oil's hot by sticking a wooden spoon or a chopstick in there, and I want to see some little bubbles. So we're good to go. Just crack your egg. Carefully get this in. It's a little bit danger mouse, but it's worth it. You should hear the splash straight away. You should hear that sizzle straight away, and now you want to get in with your spatula, just kind of flick that oil over the top. And we want to wait till the bottom is really nice and super crispy, but I like to keep my yolk a little runny through the middle. And just pop that egg on a paper towel so the excess oil will drain off. Now for the greens. So I'm going to use Chinese broccoli, or what's called gailan, and the important thing here, any kind of stir fry, is the prep you do when you're slicing. We want to keep the firm, tougher parts of the vegetable separate from the leafy parts. So I like to just take a hold of these and just slice them lengthways through that fairly hefty sort of stem part. Because the other thing, of course, is that we want everything to cook beautifully at the same time and really quickly. Now just run your knife diagonally through the stems, and by cutting them like this, we're kind of thinning them out a little bit, and that's also going to help with the cooking time. Now keep your stems separate to your leaves. Now I'm not a stickler for the recipe instructions on this one. Whatever greens you've got at home, broccoli works really well, choy sum works well, bok choy works well. This is really one of those recipes you just want to have to hand that you can make with stuff in your fridge. Okay, now some garlic. Now again, with the garlic, it's about the chopping here. So I want to keep these quite chunky, these pieces, because that way my garlic won't burn in the wok. And now some chili. I'm using a mild chili here. You could also use capsicum or go for a really spicy hot chili too. And that is pretty much it. I've got some chicken mince here as well. You could use beef or pork or turkey mince. The great thing about using a mince is that we don't have to be slicing any meat here, saves extra time. And then for my sauces, I've just got pantry staples here: oyster sauce, soy sauce, and fish sauce. Now I've just drained off most of the oil from cooking the egg. I've left a little bit in the bottom there. And once that's nice and hot, and I'm going to add my garlic and chili. And in goes my chicken. And just when the chicken is almost cooked, I'm going to add in those stems. And you just want to give this another minute or so until those stems are bright green, beautifully tender but still crunchy. Okay, so at this point the chicken is cooked. I'm going to add in my green leaves, oyster sauce, soy sauce, and fish sauce. And toss all of that through. Oh, look at that colour. I love how beautifully nourishing and fresh and lovely this is. And there you go guys, done. Quick dinners don't have to be boring. They can be beautiful and so tasty. Look at that. And one of those beautiful crispy eggs on top. Now there's a fair bit of saucy goodness at the bottom of this pan, so I want some of that on my plate too. So there you go guys, the quickest dinner I know how to make, and look at that egg. Crispy, creamy egg, the chicken, the vegetables. This is really good. Yum. Super fresh, light and tangy, and charred black pepper chicken. Oh, this one, guys, an explosion of flavor. So good. This is my Vietnamese-style black pepper chicken noodle bowl. All right, guys, let's get straight into the marinade for this one. So super simple. I love it when simple things turn out to be amazing. All right, we're gonna start off with some chicken thighs. I love chicken thighs on the grill. They stay nice and juicy. Look, you could totally do breast for this one as well. Actually, do you know what? Prawns are great for this one too. And now our marinade is quite simply some fish sauce, some garlic. I'm just gonna grate that over. A really decent amount of freshly ground black pepper, because this is a black pepper chicken dish, so we want lots of pepper. And then my little secret ingredient here is a little dash of sugar. So this is not to make things sweet, it's actually just to help with the caramelization when we get that chicken sizzling in the pan. So just a dash of that, and now mix everything together. So the great thing about a fish sauce marinade is that this stuff is potent, so it really does not need long to marinate. I'm just gonna set it aside while I make our little dressing for our noodle bowl. So for that, I just need a little bit of finely chopped chili. This is a mild chili. I'm not after a lot of heat here, just a bit of color and just a little bit of spice. Now, some garlic, some fish sauce. So this is like a really classic Vietnamese nuoc cham dressing, and it's something I like to keep in the fridge, so I kind of make a whole lot more than I need for whatever dish I'm making it for. Great for, you know, any kind of salads or noodle dishes. So I also want some vinegar here and some sugar. Just give that a mix. And then I want some lime juice as well. Now that will keep in your fridge for up to a week, and this stuff, pure gold flavor, my friends. Okay, so let's get back to our chicken. Now, this is a great one to do outdoors on a barbecue grill. I'm just doing it inside today. Just need a little bit of oil in my pan. And then let's get that chicken sizzling. Now, I want some pretty fierce heat here. This is all about like kind of getting a beautiful charriness on the outside of that chicken. And we'll get to the cooking through part a bit later, but first up I want high heat, high sizzle, and let's get some good color on that chicken. Okay, so chicken is starting to smell really amazing. Let's have a look and see if we've got some good color here. Oh yeah, that's looking really good. All right, now you wanna flip these over. Let's do a peek. Okay, check out that color, guys. That's what I meant about adding that just a little bit of sugar. We get a beautiful amount of caramelization. So heat down and then just let them gently cook away until they're all the way cooked through. Chicken is currently making my kitchen smell amazing. Time to get a piece off so that I can finish off my noodle bowl. All right, some nice slices here. I like it a little chunky. So now we're going to build our noodle bowl. So you can go so many different ways here. I just like to build as much sort of different veg, different colors as I can into the bowl because it's just that kind of dish. So we start off with some cooked vermicelli noodles that I've got here. I'm going to add some green leafy vegetables, a little bit of cabbage, some shredded carrot, cucumber. And as I said, you don't have to have all of these, or you'd have one of them or two of them, whatever's in your fridge, and our chicken. Now, here comes our amazing dressing. Be liberal here, because this dressing is going to kind of like loosen up the noodles. It's going to be the kind of binder for all of those beautiful vegetables and the chicken as well. And now one last little thing that I think adds a little bit of magic here is some roasted peanuts that I've just sort of ground up in my mortar and pestle so they're nice and chunky. Okay, just a final little sort of tear of some mint leaves. And there you go, guys, my Vietnamese-style black pepper chicken noodle bowl. Oh, the smell, I wish you guys could be here with me right now to be smelling this. And you also can't be tasting it, but I can. So let me get in here. I like to give everything a bit of a mix and get myself the perfect kind of spoonful. Oh, that looks good.
Wow, that flavor just hits you straight away. You have that amazing salty pepper chicken, you have that sweet tangy dressing and the peanut and the mint and everything. Wow, it's literally like an explosion of flavor. So good. Yum. Okay guys, so I know healthy isn't always the most luxurious thing, but this one is a game changer. Creamy, luscious, and totally feel good. This is my pea, ginger, and coconut soup. Yum. So just with a few little extra special ingredients here, we are going to turn vegetable soup into vegetable soup. You know, like really good vegetable soup. Okay, we're going to get started first of all on like the flavor-based broth. We're going to start with some store-bought chicken stock because, you know, who needs to be a hero in the middle of the week? Not me. Let's pop that into a saucepan. And now I'm going to doctor this up with a little bit of ginger. And guys, ginger is a great thing to keep in the freezer. So I know it's not something that you might buy, you know, all the time, but if you've got it in the freezer, it means you can be adding little extra hits of flavor to stir fries or soups or anything like that. Now, I always just get a spoon to peel mine because it's much easier. Now just grate that straight into your stock. And then the other ingredient here, also really great to have in your freezer, is magruit lime leaves. So these guys, look, they have a really beautiful, like fresh kind of lime flavor, and they're really good at infusing stocks and soups. If you can't get a hold of these in your Asian grocer, that's okay, just use like a little bit of extra lime juice or some lime zest at the end. But if you've got them in the freezer, they're really handy. So to use them though, you want to scrunch them up. That'll just like release their fragrance and the oils and that sort of thing, and then just throw them in. See, my hands already smell delicious. Okay, so you want to get this simmering, and all of those lovely aromatics are going to start infusing the chicken stock, and just when it comes to a boil, now you want to add in your frozen peas. And now I'm going to add in some baby spinach, because for me, adding a little bit more greenery always makes me feel a bit more virtuous during the week. Now I just want a few minutes here, just so that the peas have gone nice and tender and the spinach is just wilted. And now here's a little tip. So I'm saving my coconut cream to add in now, because if I add it in at the beginning and you're doing that boiling and cooking, you can run the risk of the coconut milk kind of splitting, which isn't a big deal if it does. Like that's where you get those little white granules in the soup. It's totally fine. It tastes the same. It's all good to eat. It just doesn't look as creamy and luscious to me. So I'm going to turn the heat off, and now I'm going to pour that coconut cream in. Okay, so at this point I can smell that beautiful fragrance from the magruit leaves. They've actually done their job now, and they tend to be quite fibrous, so they're not great to blend up. So I'm going to pull them out. And now I just want to blend this till it's really super green and super smooth. Wow, look at that color. Oh, it just makes you even just feel good looking at it. Now, a final few little zhuzhing bits and pieces here. What we want is a really beautiful tangy lime flavor. Yeah, I know it sounds a bit weird, but in Thailand we have this soup called tom kha gai, and it's like coconutty and limey and, you know, tangy and all those beautiful things. So I'm styling this soup a little bit in that fashion. So we want some lime juice. And now for some final saltiness, I'm going to add some fish sauce. And now, just like, you know, any good soup or good dish, I really want to taste this, make sure I've got the seasoning just right. That is so fresh, so tangy, so light and creamy. It's like so many things all at once. Oh, so good. Okay, and that is it. We're ready to ladle this out. So there you go, guys. This is one amazing feel-good kind of soup. Let's get in here and have a taste, shall we? Oh, it's just such a happy little soup. Honestly, that is totally gonna make you guys smile. It's like, it's the closest you can get to me jumping out there and giving you a big hug. It is so comforting. That beautiful creamy coconut, that little limey tang, the whole thing. Oh, so good.